I just wanted to make a video, um, just to kind of um, what I've noticed. That's what I'll say. Since I've been trying to serve God instead of anybody else, it's not a cakewalk. It's not. It's kind of hard to serve God. It is. When you haven't worked through all your God issues, it's hard. Hence, why I'm still kind of testing God, in different areas, even still. You know what I mean? So, I admit it. I don't fully trust God. I don't. No. I don't fully trust anybody else either. Not really. So, it's kind of a weird spot. It is. That's what I was thinking about the other day. God watches you go through all these horrible things in your life. It's hard to put that to the side, totally. You know what I mean? And just serve Him full force, no problem. Right out, It's tough, it is. Even I admit it. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, even though I'm trying to help God, could He still betray me? I don't know. Could He leave me hanging and disappointed, like in days of old? Days of old in my life. I don't know. It's a risk. It is. But anyways, that's why it's hard to serve God. Or walk with God is hard. When most of your life you did not. Not just say that. You did not. And you were convinced that God was a certain way. You know what I mean? You know. That's how good the enemy is. There's a lot of evidence. You can choose anything of the world, any corruption, even in religion. All the lies you were taught in religion, whatever they may be. You can use all that to say, just to say, God, you're not good at all. It's that simple. But that's what the enemy wants you to do. Because I was lied to in religion. A lot. I was lied to. I admit that. That's why it's easy to be like, God, you lied to me. In your own religions. I was lied to. So that's why it's easy to turn against God. Plus, we naturally don't want to obey God. That's another thing. We naturally don't want to obey God. We naturally do not. I hit the nail on the head. We don't. We want to rebel. We want to be free. We naturally don't want to obey God. That's another reason why it's hard to serve God. A big reason. All those bad habits that you loved your whole life, all those, you have to try to stop those to serve God. They'll get in the way. If you have all these bad habits, that's another thing. You have all these bad habits of your life. Whatever your bad habits may be, we all have. You have to try to stop doing them to serve God. You do. One by one. whatever your bad habits are. Doesn't matter what it is. So that's another reason why it's hard to serve God. Because you can serve any other master and have all these bad habits at the same time. You can. That's what I know. You can serve any other master and have all these bad habits. They have no problem with it. God's a different story. It is. Yeah, he wants you to clean up your act. He does. To represent him. So that's another reason why it's hard to serve God. All the dramatic changes you need to make that you didn't have to make before. You know what I mean? While serving man, serving companies, serving the devil, if you were serving the devil, serving sin, serving whatever. You have to try to stop all of that entirely to serve God. And I always thought this was so impossible that I'm like, God, I'll help you as much as I can, but just kill me. Like Enoch. Like you took Enoch out. I'll help you as much as I can, but take me out of here like Enoch. That's how impossible it is to change my ways. But I've changed. I feel like I've changed. So Holy Spirit's doing something. And that's not impossible to change the worst case scenario. Not impossible. Maybe. But, some kid at the other day, he keeps calling me Mr. Adam. You know what I mean? No one's ever called me Mr. Adam before, but he called me Mr. Adam. I'm like, all right. A lot of different people have different names for me. You know what I mean? I'm a man of many names, like Jesus. Not quite to that level. Jesus has so many names, roles, names. There's actually a poster in the church of the many roles Jesus does. There's many roles. He has many roles that he does. I'm kind of like that, but not to his extreme of different names, things I do, stuff like that. He keeps calling me Mr. Adam, you know. The crazy part about that, he kind of looks like I did when I was a kid. He kind of looks like I did. I'm not joking. I'm like, it's like mini-me called me Mr. Adam. That's what's funny about it. No one's ever called me Mr. Adam before. People call me different names like Adamol, A-Dog, Battle Axe, Badass. You're not a badass. I used to be a badass, not anymore. Ever since being on Team God, I don't feel like such a badass anymore. I don't. Yeah, it was easier to think of myself as a badass, listening to heavy metal and, serving the enemy. It was easier to see myself as a badass, smoking my cigarette. Not so much anymore. I've cleaned up my act that much. I don't feel like a badass anymore. I'm like a clean battle axe. Well, it's getting cleaner, So that was the name I went by when I was atheist. Was it the badass? After I left Mormonism, I went by that name, the badass. On recovery sites, after Mormonism. So that's funny. But that's way behind. That's way in the back. Some people call me A-Dog these days. Like I said, you can call me any name except for prophet. Don't call me prophet. Don't call me that. Yeah. God knows. I'm not a fan of prophets. I'm not. I've seen false prophets in my face that didn't prophesy anything. Not one thing they prophesied. They didn't even heal anybody, nothing. And apostles. If you call yourself an apostle, you better be able to heal somebody. like Jesus can. Didn't Peter heal somebody? You know, come on. Come on. That title, you know. Yeah, before God ever gives me a title like that, I have to legitimately heal somebody. That's my rule. If I can't heal somebody of legitimate proof, I healed them of blindness, I've healed them of cancer, I've healed them of something. You cannot call me apostle ever, ever. That's the rule about that title. You have to be able to heal somebody because that's how close you are to Jesus. You have to be able to heal somebody to have that title of apostle, in my opinion. That's how serious I take that title. You better have healed somebody legitimately of something. I don't care what it is. Yeah, I'm barely a disciple of Jesus, but it's tough. It is. I admit it. But Jesus is no fool. He knows this is hard for me. It is. It's hard to serve your former enemy, your former rival. It's hard. You know, it is. Super hard. It's awkward. It's awkward. It's awkward for sure. This had to be how Paul felt as he's preaching the gospel. He's like, this is awkward. I'm preaching the gospel for my former enemy. I'm preaching the gospel for my former enemy. That has to be. That had to be how he felt. But I'm not full convicted to be able to preach. I'm fully convicted to witness, but not preach the gospel of Jesus. Not that level yet. I'm not a full believer. No. That makes a difference. It does. I'm a believer, but not a full believer. So I haven't walked with God long enough to be a full believer, in my opinion. To have faith and and all that. Full faith and full trust. I haven't walked with God long enough. So, but yeah, I did want to make a video about this. How it's super hard to try to serve God. Legitimately serve God. Super hard. But more fulfilling, more worthwhile in the end, probably. I don't know. Seems like it can be. I know if I serve anybody else, I'll crash and burn like I did before. Yeah. Anyways, I got a big day today. For sure. I don't want to talk about it because I want this product that God has me. I don't even want to say the sell word. This product that God has me representing. God has me representing this new product on the market. I don't want to curse myself. I'm going to show it to a new place today. So hopefully it goes well. Pray that it goes well. And I'll pray that it goes well as well. So, I don't even know if the product's fully legit, like they claim. I don't know. I'm not sure, so that's why it's a big test still. This new thing I'm doing, it's a big test. I don't know if it's fully legit. hard sell. Even for Jesus, I'm a hard sell.